so I don't want to tell you. Okay? The Chinese invented something that can able to tell us where the direction of earthquake is coming from, how strong the earthquake is. Okay? During Yuan dynasty, way before, that's about at least about 800 years ago. In summer, Marco Polo could drink iced tea. You know that? You don't know. In summer, the Chinese were eating ice cream. You know that? You don't know. I'm telling you now. How did we do it? How did the Chinese do it? Since you can't build up your big dam during winter. Okay, collect the ice, put it inside, underground chamber, and you can make ice cream, and you can have ice. Okay, that was what they used to do. Right? Marco Polo went to China, learned how to make mee pok. Go back to Italy, became pasta. Okay, they went to China, ate con lo bean. Okay, right? Dry mee pok, dry. Go back to Italy, become spaghetti. Become so many things, isn't it? Right? But we Chinese invented so many things, but we always say secret, secret. So nobody can have the opportunity to improve on it. So now I'm teaching you all these ancient methods that I learned from my teacher, my guru. But when I had to learn it the hard way though, because my teacher was the kind that keep things secret. I had a very secretive teacher, but did not have a very secretive mind. Okay, so he taught me many so-called secrets. So that's why I'm sharing them with you. Okay? So now we are done with the past. The next thing is the future. Most of us are then when we are done with the past, we don't have baggage of the past, we start to become slaves of our own self. What do I mean by the slavery of our own self? Because we enslave ourselves. How do we do that? Very simple. You always work for your future. You overwork for your future. We do that. We all overwork for our future. And that is unfortunate. Okay? So, because of that, we keep on saying that in future I want to have this, I want to have that. There's a lot of projection to the future, as if that projection is definitely coming true. We all believe in the hallucination and the illusion that this is going to happen. Okay? This is going to happen. That the China Beijing Olympics is going to be a great success and stuff like that. I project the China Beijing Olympics is going to have a lot of problems. That is my projection. But your projection, economic projection, is not that. My projection is during that time, there's going to be lots of problems for China. I'm just joking. I'm just trying to play with your mind. Okay, so because of this projection, we are selling our souls to our self-cherishing mind, selfish mind. And if we are not doing it selfishly for ourselves, we are doing it selfishly for our children, especially for Asians. We like to leave property behind for our children and grandchildren, isn't it? Right? You must be crazy. Did you have something that your ancestors leave behind for you? No. And then you have the thought that I want to leave big house, big car, big things, everything, okay? You leave big car for your grandson, he want to kill you, pay COE, paying through his nose. Okay, do you think the government of Singapore want to let you keep such an old Nissan that you are driving now, or maybe the Toyota or whatever, 20, 30 years down the road, 40, 50 years down the road, it's going to be rickety, isn't it? So, understanding that, okay, you don't have to slog for your descendants. They have their own karma. They have their own lives to lead. We should not control their lives. Children come through you. They don't belong to you. Most of us think that since they are my children, that's it, they are mine. Then you must listen to whatever I say, right? Because that's how you grew up anyway, isn't it? You have to always go back and visit your mother or your grandmother. If not, they will become cranky. Okay, oh, I brought you up and now you don't want me anymore. You got wings and feathers. Isn't it? Right? This is the very normal thing to say. That's the only thing they can say anyway. Okay? They've got nothing new inside here. Right? That's the only thing they can say. So, the Asian culture is to use guilt. Okay? Make you feel guilty and then you got no choice. You live your life filled with guilt. That's one of the next thing I want to talk about. Surviving Samsara. Childhood experiences and childhood guilt. Okay, if childhood have no guilt, when you grow up, your parents, your grandparents will make you feel guilty because they brought you up. They gave you an education. They brought you up. So this and that. It is, yes, we must and we should take care of them. But we must not allow what their guilt trip, the tactics of using guilt trip on you work. Because that will affect your whole life. In the end, when you die, you are going to die a life of regret. I'm going to let you do an exercise now in groups. I would like for number one, write down what you will write, what your will be. Okay? Do it now, because we all live our lives in such a way that we don't know when you are going, okay, that we think that we're going to live forever. Please write your own will. Okay, please write your own will. Let's have 5 minutes for that.
I do not give him all the debts I owe.
Your beautiful Gucci shoes, your Prada bags,
Your own belongings, everything.
your jewelry, your belongings, your house, your car. Okay, write it down.
That course is all.
For a holiday, and you want to be prepared for in case of any emergencies. Okay, don't write it in a way that it's as though it's just an exercise, hee hee ha ha, right? And then you know what you do? You have to ask the person whom you introduce yourself to sign as a witness. Okay, you sign, a witness sign, okay, and then you find anybody who is wearing a red T-shirt here to sign. You must make sure you write your name, your IC number, your passport number, right? And this is important, okay? You can do it. Don't will your problems away. Don't will your bills and your problems away. Are you writing a will now? You must play the song "Why Do All Good Things Come to an End." So that is a very appropriate song for this moment.
The family is not losing enough. Even though you can say that you dominate is your they will say the other partner influence they try on the will, blah blah blah. You have to read different sides.
Your will in a way that it is law abiding, okay? You must say I, my name, will, then. No, don't just put car, husband, dog, neighbor. Okay, you must really try to put your heart to it and then try to write something nice. Okay? So in case really something happens, this is the latest will. Claim insurance. Yourself with food, okay? Thank you, already. Settle down now, but don't have to get suddenly. Everybody suddenly went. I sense that. Everybody just went. Okay, everybody here? Almost. Okay. Now, when we talk about samsara, okay, I guess you already know the Hindu term, the Sanskrit term, samsara is a vicious cycle, okay? So when we talk about samsara, okay, about suffering coming back to us again and again, who do we blame? Okay, we usually blame everybody else. No, don't blame yourselves. We either blame somebody else, and we are not supposed to blame somebody else, we blame ourselves. Come on! You got nothing better to do, is it? Just want to keep on blaming yourself, the blaming game. Not you, not me, not everybody. Not you means me lah, not me then you lah. Somebody else must die. Okay? No, don't do that. When we talk about who else to blame, we just blame, okay, ignorance. Blame it on our ignorance. Try to separate within yourself an object and subject. You are the object. Okay? You are pure. Just like when you were a baby, you were pure. Isn't it? It is through our process of growing up that we were influenced, flavored, colored Okay, we didn't know, as babies, Malay boy, Indian boy, Chinese boy, naughty boy. I was the naughty boy. Okay? Isn't it? We didn't know, we just played. And everybody could get along. Right? Only when we were growing up, our parents kind of say, hey, this one no good, that one is the naughty boy, he will steal your things and stuff like that. Oh, isn't it? Right? This is the naughty girl, this is the good girl, this is the crybaby. I was a crybaby in school, I cried in kindergarten year 1, year 2, primary 1. I cry all the time. When I go to Nepal and when I was leaving my temple, I cry right and then. I was famous, I was the crybaby king. I cry all the time, Must be because of the mole that I have. Now blame it on the mole, Yeah. So, so always we blame somebody. Now try to separate object and subject. Be objective. To realize that we all have different aspects of us, the subjects of us, okay, that we would like to evolve. Let it go. Recognize it first, learn from it, and evolve, like Pokemon. Okay? Yeah. I used to, when I was young, I didn't get a lot of opportunity. I learned from a lot from my own life. I grew up not in a financially challenged family, but I grew up in a financially challenged background. Okay? So, what my classmates have, I don't have. Okay? I give you a real life story. That's about myself. I don't want to talk about other people. Let's talk about myself. So, you get to know a little bit more about me. When I was in primary 1, I still remember, the teacher's name was Mrs. Ho, okay? And my classmate's name, the boy sitting next to me, is Simon Quack. St. Anthony Boys School, 1B, in Victoria Street. Okay, why I remember? Because of this incident, I was labeled a liar at the age of 7. And my parents labeled me a liar till now. Till now. Okay? They don't want to believe 100% of what I say. But then, they do not dare not to believe 100% what I say too. What happened? I went to toilet in class, asked permission to go to toilet. Teacher gave out pictures for coloring. And when I came back, there was a piece of paper, okay? And I asked, what's this for? And they said, to be colored tomorrow in class, okay? And this is just a handout to let us see what we have to color. And we have to bring, and they said to me, you have to bring brand new color pencil. And I said, I already have color pencils. My brother have, I'm sharing with my brother. And then he said, no, it must be brand new. So I went home, because the Mrs. Ho was a terrible figure. She's like, and to me, there's the Vajra terrible one. There was like, the teacher, because I didn't know what's the meaning of Teme, The teacher used to do this. Teme, I'm serious! 1981, I was probably 1981, and I didn't know what was Teme. I still don't really know what Teme means. What does Teme mean anyway? Blind. Okay, the teaching of Teme, and all the boys got it. No, it was a St. Anthony's boys' school. All and they go, okay, that's why I got the balls. That's why I always cry. Okay, blame it on things. Right? So I went home. My mom didn't believe me. And probably at that time my mom was probably having PMS. Looking back, my mother was 30 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, my mom was a model. I'm not joking. My mother was very, very beautiful. She was a mattress model in the early 60s. She modeled wearing bikini lying down on a mattress. How I knew that? How I knew that was from my auntie. And one day, while packing, I flipped through old family photos. Wow, I saw the things that my mom didn't wear. What my mom didn't wear, I said, wow! So 40 years ago, my mom was men see her, drop dead. They faint. Now 40 years later, men see her also drop dead. I used to disturb my mom, I like to disturb my mom. That's why, my mom can't stand me. That's why whenever she sees me, she sits down. So, my mom didn't believe me. She went to see my form teacher. And my form teacher said she didn't see my form teacher, sorry. She called up the school, spoke to my form teacher. My form teacher said she didn't say that. And my mom beat me up real bad with an iron hanger. Okay, straighten it up, beat me up, and I became a zebra. Okay, and it was so bad. Okay, that when I went back to school, the school principal asked me what happened to you. It was so bad. And she beat me together with my father. They locked me up in a room and bashed me up. And I got branded a liar. Okay? It was a very, very terrible experience for me because as a child, my mom was my best friend. Okay? Till my sister was born. Okay? Middle child syndrome. Middle child syndrome. Okay? Plus being branded a liar. That was the start of my problems. 7 years old was the start of my problems as a kid. Now you understand? I'm telling you I didn't have a happy childhood. I'm sharing this part of my childhood with you. That was how bad it got. After that, when I grew up, I got abandoned at Boys Town. Before I was primary 6. My mom said,